Oh, listen to that. It is pouring now. But it is coming down. Oh boy. Day 6 when we got some stuff done. Welcome to Half Pace Outdoors. We made it 8 of 10 days. So follow me and see what happened. Decal. Look at the decal. Isn't that awesome? Tonight's candlelit dinner. Do we hear the rain? This is the Sand Hollow strip mine. My home away from home. The best part of staying up is Folgers in your cup. Pace breakfast burrito. Big homegrown chicken leg and thigh. Okay, so I'm having a battery issue. The size of these links. That is just massive. Oh, good morning everybody. It's day 5. About 8 a.m. Slept until about 7:30. Got up, got the fire started. Getting ready to make some coffee, get some breakfast, and then I think we'll start moving camp. I think the rain might come sooner because it smells like it's going to rain out here today, and the skies are gray. Oh yeah, that's where the money's at. Guys, look at my decal. Look at the decal. Isn't that awesome? I got really bored yesterday. I just got to do it to the other side now. But I can already see it when I wash that off. That's going to be like scratched into the clear coat, or at least the wax coat. It'll definitely be in the wax coat because that's like limestone dust. I'm going way above my head because I want room to be able to walk around under my tarp. On the inside. Okay, so I'm having a battery issue. One of my new batteries is only lasting like 15 minutes and it's dying. And I didn't have the screen aimed at me to tell when the battery turned off. So I just lost pretty much all of setting this up. Tarp rigged up. I've got the back angled down more so that the water runs off the back because it's more drastic of a fall that way than it is this way. Granted, my tent's going to be right on top of the little hill here. I've got this part raised up so that I can kind of walk underneath of it. I got to duck a little bit, but you know, my tent's going to be back here anyway. We might raise this up a little bit more. There's another way to pitch a Chill Gorilla. This is a 10x10 Superfly. I love this tarp, guys. Some of you are probably watching me walking around with this and getting a little nervous, but let me talk about that for a second. When I carry it either this way, you know, here, I'll stand up with it. If I'm carrying it this way, or if I'm carrying it this way, the blade always faces away from me. I've been falling for 14 years, so it's become like muscle memory for me. If I fall, whatever is in my hands, I toss it away. And if I do happen to fall and hold on to this, the blade's facing away, so I have less of a chance of getting cut. So yeah, that's how I carry my tomahawk. I do try to be safe about it. I always make sure the blade's facing away. Safety first. It never occurred to me until this trip that that's the reality of a 10-day med kit. Like my medical supply, not a first aid kit. I always say it's not camp until the first coffee's made. So we're doing that, and we're making some hot water so I can clean my dishes. And then make lunch because I'm getting hungry. Yeah, that's plenty hot enough. Oh, kind of messed that up. Still edible though, but I burned it. I'm going for like, this is a spicy rice and bean mix kind of deal. And then I'll put a chicken pack in there and put that in one of my tortilla wraps. So like a chicken rice burrito. Ooh, that's warm. Put the cheese chunks in here so they could get nice and melted into the mix. Oh, can you guys see this goodness coming out of here? Oh yeah. Oh. Alright, I will talk to you guys here in about 4 minutes. I guess forestry did a class on cutting trees. Whoops. A little bit down the road in one of the other campsites. So, yeah, free firewood for the taking, but a lot of it's still green. All right, let's get our bucksaw put together. All right, and it's just a matter of a lot of spinning, turning. All right, so we do need some smaller stuff because I'm maxing out my saw. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm just flat wore out. Little gray squirrel. Cutting a nut. Let's take a second and admire the colors in these trees. Reds and the yellows. That is beautiful, isn't it? Right now that water is like glass. We did get a lot accomplished today, but I still feel like today is kind of a flop. Which I did do some fishing today. Went fishing for about an hour and I had absolutely no bites. Which has got me like, what the heck? I should have definitely been into some catfish today. So I've been stuck in my head. I'm bailing out of cooking a real big fancy dinner tonight. So it's just tea and oatmeal, and I've got a bunch of junk food stashed away in my tent already. I'm not anywhere near bear country, so I can stash snacks in my tent. So what's the story with the little hanging glow-in-the-dark bracelets? Every time I leave home on a trip, my son gives me some kind of token. He says, "Daddy, this will keep you safe." Well, this time he gave me a pack of glow-in-the-dark bracelets. So I've been linking them together until they stop glowing, and then just take them down. But it was like a pack of 8 of them. And these ones were actually glowing from yesterday, so I didn't even open another one for tonight. Kids are something special, aren't they? Well, I'm going to finally curl up in bed. It's the end of day 5. Oh, you guys will see me in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning, everybody. It's, can you guys hear the rain? It's not coming down super hard yet, but it's been raining for like the last hour and a half. Oh, so let's get up. Get this rainy day in motion. So if this is only my second season deer hunting, except for the season when I was a teenager, why did we take on such a big trip? Well, because I needed to get away. I've been planning a 10-day trip since the beginning of summer, and it just, every time it came around, something would happen and I wouldn't be able to take the trip. So, while I did come down here to go deer hunting, this is not what this whole thing is about either. This is about resetting myself and getting stuff off my mind. resetting myself, getting stuff off my mind, coming down here to relax. Which there ain't been too much relaxing, because if I haven't been working around camp, I've been out walking. And I don't film a whole lot of me walking because I self-film, so you know, if I do the walking away or walking towards the camera shots, that's twice as much walking to set the camera up. And I don't mind doing those sometimes. I think it's important to remind people how I walk, especially with what I'm doing out here. And I don't like to film with the camera in my hand because I throw my arms to balance myself as I go. So you guys are not going to see even 25% of the walking that I've done. I think this is day 6. By the end of day 4, I was at about 4 miles. Yesterday I walked about a half mile. Just going back into the woods looking for kindling and tinder.
No, that's gross.
6 days and I'm a grease ball. I got a good idea since it's a rainy day. I've been telling you guys I'm going to go read my book at the end of the night. Well, I like the mountain men stories, so I'm working on one of the Hugh Glass stories by Robert M. McClung. I'm a hunter and a trapper, and I'll bet if I lived in the mountains, I'd be even more so. I like reading about the raw grit that these guys had. You know, these kind of men are not found today. Alright, so since I'm having my awakening and I can't go do something because it's raining and I want to film what I'm doing, let's do some fire making comparisons. I've got a piece of actual fat wood, and I've got one of my Chubby Blocks. So let's see what the difference is. Which one works better? I have a feeling the fat wood will work better, but the Chubby Blocks are great if, say you don't have access to fat wood, because I know that this comes from softwood trees, like pine trees. They die over time, and then the sap falls to the bottom of the tree or collects in the branches where it connects to the trunk, and that sap solidifies and makes this waterproof and very flammable. But these are a great alternative. So let's do a little comparison. Let's make some shavings off the Chubby Block. This is why it's so important to have a knife with a 90-degree spine. It makes this job so much easier. Oh, watch out, little ant. Alright, now this is going to be the most uncontrolled part of this little experiment. Call that what, 2 strikes? We'll call that 3 strikes just to be fair. On the Chubby Block. I wonder why it didn't burn all of it. Okay. Well, there's that little experiment. So let's try the fatwood now. Well, the fatwood definitely makes shavings easier. And smells a lot better. Yeah, I mean, look at that. And I didn't have to speed that up. Oh, I love that smell. Alright. So I'm turning this because there's a little lip right here that's kind of helping me hold everything steady. Okay. Clean the junk off the spine. Probably don't have to, but we'll call that, what did I say? Three strikes to be fair for the other. That was definitely 2 strikes for this one. So you guys time how fast this burns for me. Or how long it burns. These hold an ember a lot better. The infamous Ohuhu. Some people love them, some people hate them. Mine's a little bit of both. They're kind of unsafe to have to feed, but I mean, you can put pine cones in these things and they burn pine cones. Not as good as the Bush Buddy, that's for sure, but not a bad little stove either. It's gasifying right now, but it's not necessarily a gasifying stove. I'm doing it just to warm up a little bit. Let's make the most of a rainy day. You guys want to see if we can do a Swedish fire in one of these Ohuhu stoves? because I seriously think it's an underrated stove. Like, it has its little safety issue with when you have your cook ring on, you have to lift your pot up to feed this. So it almost makes me wonder if you could do like a Swedish torch? I think that's what it's called. I'll bet it would work. Yeah, let's try to do a Swedish torch in this Ohuhu stove here in a little bit. I'm going to make sure I got everything prepped, and we'll let this burn completely out. Dump all the ashes and coals. Well, ashes, it won't leave coals. And then, yeah. Maybe we'll see if we can cook some rice that way. Because I've got a pole in the water. I ran down there in the rain and set one out. And it's got a bell on it so that I can hear it. I hope I can hear it. Yeah, I've got a line in the water. I hope it maybe we'll get a fish, but I kind of doubt it with the rain. Strip mine fishing is a little bit different than lake and river fishing. At least I've noticed that in the last 4 or 5 years I've been coming down here. You guys hear this? This is the kind of rain that separates the boys from the men. Oh, that's so crazy. I don't know if this camera's giving it the right justice, but it is pouring. Maybe not pouring. It's raining pretty hard. I had to adjust my tarp a little bit because I was holding water on one side. But yeah. This is just great. Here, look at the strip mine for a reference. That is crazy. Now don't get it wrong. Me and my wife have camped in Harder when we were down south. It poured on us. I mean, like, you people in the south know what I mean when I say it, like, poured for 3 days straight. And we started off tent camping, and we ended up climbing into, I built a camper in the back of my truck for that trip, just on the nights we didn't feel like setting the tent up, and we ended up crawling in there because the tent started leaking through. Not this tent, another tent. Nice and dry under my Chill Gorilla, though. You can't beat these things, guys. I keep saying it, but these are just freaking awesome tarps. Alright, I'm going to watch the rain for a little while. I think it might be raining harder now than it was the first night. That is crazy. Still not the hardest rain I've been in. But it is coming down. Oh boy. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this will get fun. I started doing this just as I start to make dinner, too. Awesome. At least I can cook under my tarp. Alright, here goes our test with the Swedish torch type fire in a Ohuhu stove. I just stuck a piece of chubby twine with a couple little slivers of chubby block in there to get it started. We'll see how this works out. Oh, it looks like it might be working. I think it might be. Alright, it's a bit of a smoky start, but I mean, it's going. Look at this thing just ripping away. Wow. But as soon as I set the pot on it, it smokes. Not as bad as it was, but yeah. It's only like 5:30, but I had to get my light out because it's already getting dark. The good news is the rain's supposed to be over in 12 hours. So, yeah, in bushcrafter fashion, let's make some rainwater tea. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty good. And we'll use that celestial, what is it? Celestial seasonings. Some kind of celestial tea. I drink the tension tamer. It's in a blue box, has a dragon on it. Stuff's pretty good. It's your Ohuhu. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't do with it. I'm like 3 burritos deep now. Oh, how are we all doing this evening? We are at the end of day 6. Excuse me, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I haven't done much, and that's more taxing on me than out running around the woods all day. I don't know, when I sit around, I just feel super drained. So, it should be done raining about 5 in the morning. And then, I want to be up and moving before the sun comes up tomorrow. Because once the rain stops, deer are going to get up and start moving. At least to my knowledge. I could be way wrong on that. I really don't know. I just know that at home, when it stops raining, the deer start moving. So, oh, yeah. It's like that. Alright, guys. I'm going to call that the end of the day. You will all see me in the morning.